Welcome to Cavaletta Studios. I'm Chris. The psoas is the link between the upper and the lower body. It can affect how we move and breathe. Today we will use 2 tennis balls and the foam roller to help release the psoas and the upper back. You will move and breathe deeper by the end of class, so let's dive in. We're going to sit towards the end of our roller and then lay all the way back down, making sure your head is completely supported on that roller. Just scoot over a little so it's not hanging off the back side. And rest your arms next to your body, feet flat. Let's walk our feet in about hip distance apart. And I want you to, first thing is to take a nice deep breath, filling the belly. And then slowly letting it out, and feel the belly just relaxing down. And continue that pattern. Do a few more breaths, filling all the way through the belly, expanding through the chest and the rib cage. So today we are going to do a psoas release, and we're going to work on that connection. So the psoas connects basically the upper and lower body together. It connects all the way up into the spine, fascially to the diaphragm, down into the leg. Now, and think about if you're super tight, even on one side or the other in the front, it can throw your hips out of alignment, it can affect our posture, and it can affect how deep we breathe. So as you're breathing, just keep in mind what it feels like, because we're going to test it out after we release that psoas. Maybe you can get a deeper breath. So go ahead and take your arms and reach them to the ceiling. And let's just make a little fist and rotate the wrist around and around. And then change direction. And then reach both hands now over your head. And then open and close the fingers. And just find your balance. Now as you breathe in, feel the rib cage again expanding. As you exhale, feel where tension is. Maybe it's the armpits, maybe it's down by those hips, maybe it's through the rib cage. Everybody's a little different. Keep opening and closing those fingers as you breathe. Just checking in with any tension in the body. And then go ahead and bring your arms out to the sides. Like a T, palms up, and just let your arms rest and feel the stretch through the chest. And again, breathing in and breathing out, noticing what's going on through the muscles that attach the arms to the chest, those biceps. And to the pec muscles, to the anterior deltoids, all that area. It's a big area. The shoulder has a lot of muscle and connective tissue because the shoulder can move, our arms can move, and shoulders move in so many directions. So let's sweep those arms up overhead. Wiggle the fingers. Good. Bring the arms back up to the ceiling and really reach the arms up. Feel the shoulder blades come off of the roller. And then let your shoulders relax and kind of squish the roller with your shoulder blades. And then reach the arms back up and squish the shoulder blades. And one more time, reach the arms up and squish the shoulder blades. And then at the end, we're going to use the tennis balls behind that upper back and just increase our range of motion as well down up there. So go ahead and bring your hands all the way to the floor. Push your belly slightly into that back and push your back into the roller. Then bring your right knee up to a 90-degree angle and then bring your left knee up. And you're going to find your balance on the roller. Now as you're balancing, we think about that psoas again, that connective tissue. So when we come into this position, which a lot of times we are in this position throughout the day, sitting at a desk, in the car, at the table, on the couch, reading a book, wherever it is. So those muscles get short and tight. So if they're short and tight, we're not using our core properly as well. So I want you to slowly take your left foot, place it back on the floor. Keep the right leg up. Take a deep breath in. And then slowly exhale the right foot back to the floor. Keep your feet close together, arms back out to the side. Now start to rock your body side to side, sliding across that roller, massaging those shoulder blades and maybe a little of the glutes. If you have long hair, be careful because the roller will eat your hair. One more each way. And then find your center again. Now the key here is to keep your fingertips on the floor as light as you can. Only the fingertips are touching. Push the belly into the spine. Straighten out your left leg towards the front of your mat. And not let it touch the floor, and just breathe in and out. Keeping that belly in tight so your core is working, but the psoas is synergistically working with everything else going on. Really push that belly into the spine. Lift that left leg about 45 degrees. Push your back into the roller, and if you can, without straining your back, lift your right foot off the floor. So you're going to feel your belly working. And hopefully not too much of that hip flexor, which is also part of that psoas. And then bring your right foot back to the floor and bend your left knee and place it on the floor. Extend your right leg straight to the front of the mat. Take a deep breath in. Good. Bring that right leg about 45-degree angle up. Fingertips light. Push the belly into the spine. Really contract. So as you're breathing, lift that left foot slightly off the floor. You might feel a little shakiness. And if you're feeling that hip firing up a little bit, your hip flexor might be a little bit tight. And then bring that left foot to the floor and bend the right knee and bring it down. Feel everything relax. Take a deep breath in. Good. Now we're going to lift the head, slide off the side of your roller, and then just bring yourself all the way up to all fours. So we're going to do a cat-cow. Just let your roller roll to the side. Spread out those fingers underneath the shoulders, knees under the hips. And then you're going to round through your back, tuck your chin into your chest. Nice exhale. And then inhale, arch the back, lift the head and the tailbone. Exhale, round, pushing into the tops of the feet. And then inhale, lift and open. Feel the stretch through the belly. Exhale, round. One more time. Inhale, lift and open. And exhale, round. Good. Separate your your knees, feet together. Slide into a child's pose. Slide your hips back to your heels and then just reach it forward. So you're stretching through the armpits as well. Just really stretch it out. Notice again what's going on in the armpits, what you're feeling in the back. One more breath. And then we're going to come all the way up, and you're just going to come to an easy seat. Crisscross those legs. Sit up nice and tall. Now here you'll want a tennis ball. And if you have a yoga block, you are welcome to use a yoga block. It's a Guillaume yoga block. You can place the tennis ball on the block or even on the floor, whatever works for you. So if it's a struggle to sit tall and have your hand on the floor, then use that yoga block. So either way. All right, and you can do it across the top. You can do it flat, so you have a little more room. And you're going to draw that hand across, massaging the hand. So this is a little bonus, getting that hand massaged out. Because we're going to also work our way up the arm. So just massage, massage, and then press into that tennis ball. And you can even do it on, and again, I'll show you both ways, like an orange, like you're juicing an orange. So a little pressure right around where the ball of the thumb is, right in there. Just massage things out. Doesn't matter which hand you do. I'm on my right because we're going to do both. Then you're going to take the tennis ball and you're going to place it on top of the hand. Again, you can use the block or the floor and just rub it on top of the fingers, the back of the hand. And then you're going to start to do tiny little circles and roll and row that ball up the forearm. When you get to the meaty part of the forearm, like right around here below the elbow, wiggle the fingers and add a little pressure. Get that all rinsed out. Move a little higher. Keep moving up the arm. All the way up, up, up. When you get to the shoulder, we're going to flip our palm up. Again, you can be on the floor and just circle up. It's kind of easier to reach the arm if you have it on a block. And blocks come in different heights. This one's really high. They have some that are a little bit shorter. You're going to work your way up the bicep. Massaging it out. If you find any spots, you can wiggle those fingers all the way up to that shoulder. If you feel like you didn't quite get the tricep, turn your palm down, because we kind of went up the front side. Turn your palm down and rotate that tennis ball the back of the tricep. We're just doing a quick rinse. Call it a rinse of the tissue of the arm. So if you've ever gotten a massage, it just gets the fascia tissue moving. It releases toxins in the body. You can rinse it all out, drinking lots of water, and movement helps as well. All right, so then when we're done with that arm, just give it a shake. Just a little nice, gentle movement there. You might feel like you can move a little better. Let's take that arm and reach it overhead. Just give that wrist a rotation, both directions. Wiggle, open and close those fingers. And see how you're sitting, nice and tall. What are you feeling in the psoas, in the hip, the back? It's all connected. So I know it feels weird that we're going to do a psoas release, but we're doing the hands. But again, it affects even how far we reach. And the arms and hands just feel good. So let's go to the other hand. So draw circles, draw up and down, massaging along. And then you can, again, take the block. You can do it on the block or the floor. Juice that orange, either way. Getting into those tough spots. Did you find anything? If you're on the right hand now, maybe you find some spots from the mouse. Just remember the nerves, all that fascia tissue connects all the way up to the upper back. It's all connected. So once you're done with that, we're going to place the hand down and draw the tennis ball on top of the hand. Just getting things moving. And then tiny little circles as you work your way up the forearm. And when you get to the meaty part, we're going to wiggle those fingers. Wiggle, wiggle. This also helps with the tennis elbow or carpal tunnel, just getting things moving. There's a band of fascia that goes around the wrist, so sometimes you need to massage a little extra around the wrist if that's where you're having some tender spots. Maybe it's up here in the forearm. It's a little stiff because of using that mouse. Or you've been cleaning and scrubbing and using that fist or lifting things, gardening, and then work your way above the elbow, little circles. We get to the shoulder. Then we're going to bring that hand upward, palm up, and work our way on the inside. And it's not a hard pressure, it's just gentle. You want it to feel good. Working into that bicep. Maybe you worked out and your bicep's a little sore, tender. This is a great way to just get that hydration back into that tissue. And again, if you find a spot, wiggle those fingers. Once you get to the top, we flip the palm one last time down and go to the back of the tricep, above the elbow, working the back of the arm. And you'll see, because we have a stretch that we're going to do to help really lengthen and stretch out that tricep and help our range of motion in our shoulders as well. So when we're hunched over, we can't reach as far. The range of motion of our arms doesn't get as high. All right, there. And then a little wiggle, wiggle. Excellent. Now we're going to place that tennis ball on the side. Shake out the arms. If you have a block one, set it to the side for right now. Now you're going to bring your roller back and place it across your mat. And then we're going to come back to our child's pose. So we're going to stretch out the area that we just rolled and rinsed, and we're going to rehydrate it. So you're going to bring your elbows onto the roller and bring your palms together. And your goal is to tuck your chin into your chest and bring your thumbs towards your neck. And slide into that child's pose. And you can even walk your elbows forward a little, get the roller a little bit more forward. See if you can melt your head in behind that roller, closer to the floor. And just feel that nice stretch through the armpits, the triceps. Another breath. Feel the back stretching out. Then slowly lift your head, come on up. Go ahead and bring your fingertips to the roller. Slide into your child's pose. Walk both hands to the right side of your roller and then sink your whole body, melt it to the left. So you're stretching out all through that left armpit and arm. And we're going to get a little deeper into it. Take a breath in. We're going to come up and then walk it to the other side of the roller. So both hands are reaching to the left side. Shift your hips and upper body to the right, away from those hands. Just stretch things out. Doesn't that feel good? It's like, ah. Now you're going to release a couple shoulder rolls, come all the way up. Now we're going to flip around and you're going to bring your upper back onto the roller. So right across those shoulder blades, fingertips behind the ears, but not interlaced, so you can really lengthen the neck, and feet flat, and just start to curve your upper body over the roller. Just see where you can go, what you're feeling in the belly when you expand. If it catches your breath, you might be too low on the shoulder blades. If you feel like you can't move at all, you might be too high. So make those adjustments. And then when you lean back, just breathe. Inhale and exhale. Now, if you're comfortable, we're going to try reaching both legs straight and just see how that feels. As long as it doesn't pinch the low back, you're not feeling any pain, that's important. Feel that nice stretch. Good. Go ahead and bend the knees again. Place both feet flat. You're going to lift the hips and you're going to roll the upper thoracic spine. So you can even bring your elbows in closer together. Tuck your chin and roll that back. And then go to about the middle of the shoulder blades. Keep the elbows in and just do a little gentle rock side to side. You can even lower your hips and rock, or you can keep the hips up. Depends on what feels okay to you. If it hurts your back, keep your hips down. Good. Find your center. Lower your hips, open up the knees. Lean towards the right side of your roller, towards the right. Good. And then just lift the hips slightly and add pressure onto that right shoulder blade, and just do a very mini, tiny movement up and down. Tiny movement up and down. Good. And then lower the hips to the floor. Find your center. Shift your body to the left slightly onto that left shoulder blade. Lift the hips and just a tiny little movement up and down. You're just on that shoulder blade. Let your head relax. And then come back to center. Lower those hips all the way back down. Excellent. Now here you're going to want one tennis ball, and you're just going to lay back onto that right shoulder blade and bring your arm on top of the roller. So you're resting on the roller. Then you're going to take the tennis ball and you're going to find your hip bone, so about the side of it, and I want you to, so if you're on your side right side. Roll off your right side so you're onto your back part. Place that tennis ball right there on the side and then roll onto it. And I'm keeping my left foot flat and I'm dropping the right knee as I'm rolling on and off of that tennis ball. Now that might be a little intense. So again, just maybe moving the leg. You don't have to roll all the way on top of it. Continue to rock and roll and breathe. Everybody feeling that? Getting into that upper hip area. Make adjustments if you need to get it a little lower. You don't want to be on the bone, so you're above the bone. Right there. Good. Now you're going to roll off of the tennis ball. Excellent. And then just shift your body weight to the other side. So now you're going to lean on the left and then drop into that left hip. I'm just going to turn around so you can see. So you're leaning on that left side, that left shoulder blade. You're on your back. Place that tennis ball right on the side of that hip so you're not on the bone. So if you find your upper hip bone, it's right below it. And you're just going to roll right on top of it. Getting close to that TFL, tender fascia latae. So that whole area. So that hip flexor and that psoas is on the inside of the bone. And we're going to get to that very soon. And breathe. But all that comes up and it affects how our TFL moves, how our quads move. So we want to make sure we touch on a little bit of that, all that connective tissue before we get into that main part. One more rock on and off of that spot. And then to come off of the tennis ball. Good. And you're going to sit up all the way, place the tennis ball to your side. So we're going to do a very brief roll for the calf muscles. So bring the roller down to the bottom, right around your ankles. And you can sit all the way back on your elbows. You can lay on the ground or you can stay up. So we're going to do a quick roll. So the roller is going to be around the ankles and you're just going to bend and straighten. Turn your leg to the left. Turn your leg to the right. Bend and straighten. And we're just doing a rinse and rehydrate today. So it's not a major... If you have a spot as you're bending and straightening and rotating, then you would just pause and rotate the ankle. You're going to move that roller up. Mine automatically moved up. And then bend and straighten in the meaty part of the calf. Roll the leg into the left and then to the right. Finding any spots. If you have the strength to lift your body up, you can even do a little deeper pressing into that calf muscle. Now we're going to release that leg, go to the other one. A little bend and straighten on the left. Turning that leg in to the inside, to the outside. Back to the center, and then move it up a little higher. A little bend and straighten. This is just a great practice to do this pretty much every day. You can do it all the time, especially if you're feeling stiff or just want to get moving a little quicker. Rotate the ankle if you got a spot. Good. You can always lift your body and you can roll that whole length of the calf if that's something that's comfortable for you. All right, so we're going to release that. Let's stretch out those calves. So let's go back to our tabletop when we were doing our cat-cow. Let's do a couple cat-cows here. So push into the feet, round through the back, tuck the chin, nice exhale, and then inhale, lift and round, lift and arch, and then exhale, round, scared cat, and inhale, lift, and exhale, round. Good. Now go ahead and take your right foot, press it to the back of your mat, really stretch out that calf, and then drop your hips right and left. If this is hard on your wrist, you can always go to your elbows and drop side to side. That's always an option. One more hip shift. And then hold center, press into that heel. Push into the toes. Try to lift your toes and separate them and push them back into the mat. And then release that knee. Let's try the left. Press into the ball of the foot. Draw your hips side to side. And again, same thing on this side. If you feel better on your shoulders, down with on your elbows, that works too. Listen to your body. Notice the difference in the calf. Press into it, lift those toes, spread them out, stretch it, holding in place. Good, and then we're gonna release. Next is one of my favorite stretches, so we're gonna go into quads. They go up here, they attach up into the hip, and then you start to get into the psoas and all those good things. So you're going to come all the way to your elbows, find your plank position with that roller above the knees. Relax those shoulders and the toes. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to gently roll about halfway up the thighs and then roll back down above the knees, but never onto the knees. Halfway up the thighs and then back down. A couple more times like that, and really try to relax as you're rolling and notice which leg feels a little more sensitive. Halfway, one more. And then you're going to pause above the knees, and then I want you to just roll like a half an inch, my tiny little roll, forward and back. Tiny little one. It probably doesn't hurt as much, hopefully. Then walk your elbows backwards, let the roller come up slightly, and do again, tiny little bit. Roll back and forth. So you're not quite to the middle of your thighs yet. And then roll back a little bit more. So you're walking your elbows back, that roller is slightly moving up the thighs. We're almost to the middle of the thighs. Tiny little roll. Now here's the part where we're going to go that full roll again, but now to the top of the hip, to the middle. So gently roll your body backwards and then forward to the middle of the thigh. And this is where you might feel a little more sensation, a little more restriction going on. If it's super intense, sometimes I recommend softer roller or even wrapping a towel around your roller. It can help soften it, or take a break into child's pose, which we'll go to soon. Slowly. Good. Now go to the middle of your thigh. Try to relax. And then move forward and back 1 inch. 1 inch. Can you tell a difference? I definitely have one quad tighter than the other. And then walk the elbows back, move up 1 inch, forward and back 1 inch. Move back 1 inch, forward and back. Take your time working up those thighs. Sometimes it might help to lean more on one side, then back to the other side. Take a little pressure off one leg and then back into the other. Almost to the top. One more walk back with the elbows. Can you smile while you do this and breathe at the same time? Making sure you're not going into that low back or anything like that. Good. Now once we get to the top, we're going to come off of the roller. Let's bring it back in front of us. Roll it all the way. Separate your knees, feet together. Now we're going to take a child's pose. We're going to reach those arms way out front and melt down, and take a couple breaths here. Good, and then come all the way back up. Excellent. Now we're going to go a little deeper. It's time for the psoas. So go ahead and set that roller to the side. And we're going to get to the glutes too, don't worry. But we're getting there later so we can get everything stretched and moving together. So with the 2 tennis balls for psoas, if you've not done it before, you're going to find your hip bones. So find those hip bones right on the side there. And the tennis balls are going to go inside the hip bones and down just like not even a half an inch. So right in those, you can even use your fingers, like go down and press into it. Find those soft spots right inside those hip bones. And that's what you're going to lay on the tennis balls on your belly with them right there. So we're gonna go all the way to the floor, and you're gonna find those hip bones and place the tennis balls inside and just a tiny bit lower. And once they're there, go ahead and bring your hands on top of each other and bring your chin on top of your hands. Now, remember how we took those deep breaths at the beginning of class? I want you to do that again. Take a deep breath in. Feel the belly expanding. And then as you exhale, feel the belly contracting and relaxing, and you can feel the tennis balls melting into that, so a little deeper. And try that again. Inhale, expand. And then exhale, let everything relax. Now, maybe this is a little extreme and you're feeling a lot of tension. You can release a little pressure off the tennis balls if you need to, using your knees or your arms. Maybe you can relax more into it and you're like, not a big deal to me. And that's great if that's the case. Now I'm going to give you options. One is to bend your right knee. Take another deep breath in. Feel the belly and then exhale. Feel it relax. Now, are you feeling anything in your low back? You don't want to feel pain in the low back. So just remember what's going on. Loosen the pressure on that. So as on whatever tennis ball, if you're feeling back pain at all. And then we're going to slowly lower the right leg. And then we're going to bend the left. Try another deep breath in. Notice the difference. There was a little shift in the body when the knee bent. Maybe it intensified it more on one side than the other. And then as you exhale, the body kind of melts around those tennis balls. And then go ahead and straighten out the left leg. Good. Tuck your toes. I want you to walk your knees out just a little wider. And then untuck your toes. And just breathe. And again, if this is intense and you're feeling too much right now, then please take a break and go into child's pose and stretch things out. Then we're going to take the right knee, we're going to bend it again. And breathe in. Expand the belly. And then as you exhale, let it melt around those tennis balls. This time we're going to keep the right leg up and we're going to bend the left leg to join it. Take another deep breath in. And out. Good. Then I want you to bring both legs and crisscross them. Drop in the legs. And notice the difference. And then open the legs back up to neutral and cross the other leg in front. Let's breathe through this. Expand the belly. And then relax into it and then bring the legs back to neutral. Good. Go ahead and bring both legs down slowly. Bring your arms out in front of you on the floor. Take a deep breath in, fill the belly. Exhale. Good. Take a breath in, fill the belly. Walk the elbows closer to your body. And then exhale. That might be a little intense. If it's too much, again, just take pressure off. Breathe in, exhale around it. And you can continue to bring your elbows in, closer towards your shoulders. Lengthen through the spine. Again, as long as you're not feeling anything in that low back. No compressing, no pain. And as you breathe in and out and expand through the belly and relax the belly, can you feel that all the way down into those hip flexors, those psoas? Feels good, doesn't it? Hopefully. Option 2 is you can bend a knee and just feel when you breathe in and breathe out, that connection, and then lower that leg and try the other one. One might be tighter than the other. And after the exhale, lower down. A couple more breaths here. Maybe you bring your elbows in a little more. You lengthen through that belly. Last breath. Good. With your elbows, whether they're on the floor or not, I want you to work your way off of those tennis balls. Just roll yourself to one side and just slide them out of the way. And once you set them out of the way, let's slide into a child's pose. Separate your knees, feet together, and just slide it back. Don't even need the foam roller. Just reach those arms in front. Melt your belly between your thighs, and then just do a little gentle shift side to side with the whole body. Just breathing. And then we're going to walk those hands up. So we're going to stretch all that together at the end, but first things first, let's bring that foam roller back. And you're going to sit on that foam roller. So we're going to get the glute, so the opposite side, but they're still attaching. It all affects each other. So we're going to straighten out whatever side you're on. I'm on my right side. And I'm going to keep that right leg straight, and I'm going to roll to the top of my glute and then all the way to the bottom of my glute. You can even drop to your elbow. So you can get in a little deeper, and then to the bottom of the glute, and then one more time to the top of the glute, and to the bottom. Good. Now we're going to bring that right ankle over the left thigh, or whatever side you're on, and then come up to the hand, or stay on the elbow, whatever works for you. And we're going to roll again to the top of the glute and to the bottom of the glute. Now, as you roll to the top of the glute, I want you to push that knee open. Really push it open. And then as you come to the bottom of the glute, pull the knee towards the chest. So you're actually getting a little bit of a stretch. And then back to the top of the glute and open the knee. One more time. Open. Right in there, that psoas, it connects all the way down into that hip, that leg. Pull the knee in as you come up. One last time. Open it up. And then we're going to release that leg and switch sides. So I'm just going to turn the opposite side. So this time you're going to straighten the other leg. So I'm on my left. The left leg is straight. I'm rolling to the top of my glute. I'm going to drop to my elbow. Maybe you go on the elbow. Maybe you stay on your hand. Whatever works. And then back to the bottom of the glute and to the top. And notice the difference on this side. All the way to the top and to the bottom. Top, bottom. One last time. Now this time when you get to the bottom of that glute, let's bring that ankle across the thigh. You can stay on your elbow or come up to the hand. And we're going to roll to the top of the glute and to the bottom. And to the top. Now, as you roll to the top, open up that knee, push it open, and then as you come to the bottom of that glute, into those sits bones, pull the knee into the chest, and then open it as you roll to the top of the glute, and then pull it in. And then open it. Maybe you get a hip hop, maybe you get a nice release as long as you're not having pain. And then to the bottom, open up that knee. Be mindful of what you have going on in your body. Open it up and pull. Excellent. Last one. And lift. Perfect. Okay, now you're going to sit behind your roller. We're going to be coming to the floor. You need 2 tennis balls again. Like I promised, we're going to get the upper back. So you're going to take both tennis balls. You're going to place them between the shoulder blades, and you're probably going to have to roll your body backwards up to get them towards the center. The roller is going to be underneath your knees for support. So let's lay all the way onto our backs. Take those tennis balls, and again, I'm going to have to roll up. Make sure your head can go to the floor. If it doesn't reach the floor, please feel free to use a block or a pillow underneath your head. So those tennis balls are between the shoulder blades. They're apart just enough so they're not on the spine. They're on the muscles between the 2 bones of the shoulder blades and the spine. So right in those spots. melts there. Nice. Now we're going to take both arms to the sky, bring them all the way up, legs are relaxed, and then open the arms out to the sides. And just take a couple breaths here. And notice what's going on as you breathe, and you fill the belly. Maybe you feel a little longer in the torso because we released that psoas. Now we're going to bring both arms back up to the sky. And I want you to sweep them both slightly to the right and then to the left. So you are now rolling just slightly onto the right and to the left, tennis ball. Just a tiny bit of movement. One more time each way. And then come back to center and then reach the arms overhead. And then back up to the sky. Now open the arms wide. And you're going to slowly cross them over your chest like you're giving yourself a hug. And then open them wide. And then cross the opposite arm on top and give yourself a hug. Open them wide one more time each way. You're going to be feeling so good after this. Standing taller, open wide, and the other side. And you know, when you release the psoas and you release everything, you know, down in that hip that's restricting us, and then bring your arms next to the body, it just really, it helps your organs too. It helps digestive tract, helps everything. And again, like I said, it really helps us get a deeper breath. Try to breathe deep right now. Now you're going to take the tennis balls out from behind your back. So you might have to roll to the side, you might have to sit up, and just set them to the side. Set them all the way over, and then lay all the way back down onto your back. And then cross your arms like you're giving yourself a hug, and roll to your right side. And come back through the center and roll to the left side. And then back to center. Go ahead and hug your knees into your chest for a moment and give it a rock side to side. Now you're going to hold on to your thighs, roll yourself up. So we're going to do one quick stretch and check with the chest, and then we're going to stretch out those that psoas one more time. Final stretch. So come all the way onto your upper back, middle of the shoulder blades. Remember before we tested out how that felt. So you're going to inch yourself back. Just notice the difference. Now straighten out those legs again. Does it feel a little easier? Maybe you don't feel any difference at all. That's okay. But try to take a breath in. One more breath. Fill the belly. Let it go. Go ahead and bend the knees. Place the feet flat on the floor. Lift yourself all the way up. Let's hold on to the front of the shins or the knees, round through the back. Tuck the chin. Stretch it out. You're going to pull your belly towards your thighs. Sit up as tall as you can. Wrap your right arm around your legs and hold on to your left knee and reach behind you. Let's do a nice little tall twist through the spine. And then slowly release. Try the other side. Hold on to the right leg with the left hand and twist to the right. And then back to center. Now you're going to take that roller and we're going to place it back underneath the knees. We didn't have to move too much. Go ahead and lay all the way back onto the floor. Walk your feet towards the roller. And then you're going to lift your hips up. And I want you to slide that roller underneath your hips. So it's completely supported. And breathe. So your tailbone, the top of your glutes, the back, everything is supported. Now we're going to stretch. We rolled the quads and we get into that psoas. So we're going to hug the right knee into the chest. And then you're going to straighten out your left leg. Now when it first straightens out, let it go to the floor. And just see what happens. Does the foot turn out? Is it straight up? Maybe you have a little bit more tightness on the side of the leg, IT band, or the hip. Can you feel this into the knee? Where is it tight? So just be mindful of that. Maybe you need to roll the quads more. Maybe it's not your psoas that's as tight. Maybe it is. Maybe you're feeling it all the way up. Now, while you're holding on to your right knee with your right hand, take your left arm and reach it overhead. And then let your left leg come off the floor slightly. It's extended, and just notice what you're feeling. And just breathe. Now, if it's too intense, you can always put that foot on the floor and bend the knee slightly. Especially if you've had if you've had a hip replacement, you might want to keep your heel on the floor. Lessen that stress in that joint area, but you're still stretching all the connective tissue. And you're breathing. And make sure you're not feeling anything in that back. So bring that left arm in. Hold on to that right knee. Go ahead and bend your left knee and place the foot on the floor. Now you're going to slowly let go of the right and place both feet flat. Center your hips and just notice, take a deep breath in. Feel your shoulders relax a little more into the floor. Take your left knee and hug it into the chest now. Now we're switching sides. The moment of truth. If you were left-handed, maybe that was your intense side. For those right-handed people out there, extend that right leg. And, well, everybody should. We're all going to try the right. Notice what happens with that right leg. Does it fall over into the side? Is it straight up? And then you're going to reach option. Keep your left hand on that left knee. You want to keep it close to the chest or pull it in because that protects that low back. We never want to let the knee go. Keep the right arm overhead and option to lift that right leg off the floor. Feel that whole stretch. You might really feel it up into that psoas. If you're feeling any kind of pain or you're forcing it, you don't want to overstretch. So just listen to what's going on in the body. And breathe. Another couple breaths here. Feel the belly expanding. Feel it relaxing. Feel what happens with that psoas down there when you exhale and the contraction of the core. It automatically pushes up against that diaphragm. The diaphragm raises as we exhale. That's why, remember I said fascially it connects to the diaphragm. So when you exhale, you might feel it all the way into that hip. Hence, deeper breath when our psoas is released. We're going to slowly bring your right hand in, hold the left leg, bend your right knee, place your right foot on the floor, and release the left. Both feet flat. Now you're going to press up into a bridge and release that roller and lower your hips all the way to the floor, and then let your knees rest on top of the roller and your hips on the floor. Walk those shoulders away from your ears and just relax here. Let your palms turn up. Close your eyes for a minute and notice what you're feeling. Maybe you feel like blood flow more towards those hip joints because everything is a little released. We rinsed, we rehydrated today. Hopefully you'll move better. Now you're going to bend the knees and we're going to push that roller in front of you with the feet, push it away, and then hug your knees into your chest and give it a rock side to side. Massage out that low back. Now you can roll up to the center or roll to the side. It's up to you. Now we're going to come nice and tall. We're going to sit up, cross those legs in an easy seat, and just press the legs down just gently on either side. Feel that stretch through the hip. Little press, little transition side to side. Maybe you continue to practice this. Give yourself a break and try it again tomorrow or the next day. Pull yourself nice and tall. Adjust your spine. Let's check in with our height of our reach. Reach the arms up. Hopefully that feels better. You reached longer. Extend the arms all the way back down. Now let's take a nice deep breath, fill the belly. Exhale it out. Try that one more time. Inhale. Exhale through the belly. Excellent. Take a deep breath in, bring the palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. Thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully you move better and feel better. Namaste.